I'm Naomi.
I'm Ray.
Randy.
And we're back with rating right now Ruby Legendaries. So we're starting out with Blue Ol Iron Paul. So he is 6 cost uninkable. He's a 5/4 stats, and your characters with 7 strength or more can't be dealt damage in quests for 2. Initial thoughts, basically, I'm not a fan. But just because he comes out late, I mean, everyone else with 6 or 7 or more strength does come out later, but it's not really that much beneficial or difference. I mean, the only top people that I can think of right now that this would benefit is Maleficent, Maui Shark, and Chernabog. But I mean, do they really need the protection? So, I mean, other than taking them out with actions, I don't think they need, unless it's like you're trying to protect them from like a Long Came Zeus, that I can see that potentially. But other than that, I don't really think this is going to be used for me at least. You guys?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the effect is just not good at all. Anything that's that big is not going to be afraid of, challenge damage. There's almost 90% or 95% is going to be action or some other thing that's getting rid of them. So the effect is just really bad, and then his stats are mediocre on top of that.
I don't know if you noticed, Ray, but they can't be dealt damage, period. It's not just challenge. So I don't know if you caught that or not.
Oh, well, yeah, but it's the same sentiments, I think, still. Just like where you're going to Zeus it and then smash it on the same turn.
Yeah, I think if you think of a 6 cost uninkable, like what's upside and downside? Like what is this replacing in your Ruby deck, right? That's a 6 cost. Would you rather have this or Tremaine or Medusa? And I think most folks would probably rather have those. I'm not super familiar with all the new cards, so there might be something that's 7 strength or higher that you might want to protect more. But again, off the top of my head, Maui Shark is probably the main one, right? Because he's got a great effect. Once you play Maleficent Dragon, her effect has already taken place, right? You don't care so much to keep her on board, etc. So Maui Shark has a built-in evasive, some degree of protection already. His effect, to some degree, you can get some benefit from playing actions and gaining lore. So you'd want to keep him alive, but is it worth a 6 cost uninkable in your deck and using your turn to play this to then set up keeping Maui Shark alive or not? Because even something like that, if I have something like Steel, maybe I know when you play this, I need to remove this, right? Are you going to have 13 ink to play this and Maui Shark on the same turn? Not super likely.
Yeah.
Maybe you do. So it seems like the benefit of this in protecting others, specifically from damage being dealt at the cost of 6 uninkable character, I don't know if it sees a lot of play.
All right. What rating do you give it?
Count of 3.
1, 2, 3.
I did too. I think I'm generous just because I love the artwork. I mean, the fact that the board, it's the artwork's coming out of the border for the Legendaries is just really nice to me, really and cool. It just looks really beautiful. But once again, it's just not that playable for me.
Well, yeah, I give it a 1. I think just for the reasons I mentioned, and Randy made a point, like if you're going to play Tremaine or something, similar like Maui, like they're just way superior to this effect. And there's not much need to protect, guys with that much, attack. The only thing I didn't mention is like maybe you can pump something up like the Maui with Russian Reckless, like give him more attack and then he can just rush down things and he'll, survive to attack again. So some sort of combo with that. But other than that, yeah, that's pretty niche.
That's interesting. I didn't think about using it on your turn, right? Because you can have a high attack character and then they don't take damage. And we recently saw that combo with that player that kept readying his Maui Shark, right? Mm-hmm. And I think he gave him resist +2, but if you give it unable to take damage, and he can just keep challenging.
You don't need the song itself.
Yeah. So there are some combos. That's curious. I didn't think of it that way, but it feels, again, very limited to one character, which is the Maui Shark, and again, it feels delayed. So you need to play this on 6, you need to play Maui Shark on 7, both need to survive. Then on 8, your turn 8, you can start challenging because Maui, unless you give it rush somehow, right? But it feels like a lot of combos to like execute one specific, a lot of requirements to execute one combo. So Similarly, just a 1. Again, I don't know all the cards. Maybe there are a lot more, are going to be more 7 attack or characters that would benefit from this. But as of now, I don't think it'll see much play.
Yeah, other than I think maybe a lot of cards that do like this character gets plus however many based on damage, that might benefit, but I mean, it's still pretty late game that it would. Any final thoughts?
No.
So next up we have Radigan, Nefarious Criminal. He's 4-cost inkable, 3/3. When you play an action while this character is exerted, gain 1 lore. And he's quest for 1. Basically, I like this card. It reminds me of Jafar. When you draw, you gain a lore. So this is great for an action deck, so great for a Maui deck, Maui Shark deck. So I think this will get some play. Don't know how much though, but I like it.
I also like this card. I like the effect, and it kind of gives you like a new type of deck to try out, or just like action heavy. I know there's like some green locations that discount your actions or reward you by letting you draw a card if you play 2, for instance. And I would be interested to see that type of deck in action.
Yeah, I think to Ruby Sapphire and, some of the situations in which Maui Shark helps you close out a game with its effect of gaining lore when you play an action. And I think like initial thoughts were, well, you play this on 4 and what can you play on 5? But if you go Ruby Sapphire and you have a ton of ink, you can play this later on in the game and then play your Brawls or Sail the Azurite Sea, or what's that other one? You look at the top 5 cards.
Vision.
Yeah, Vision of the Future, right? There's a lot that you can play that can give you, that you would normally play. But now you're also gaining 1 lore. So I think this is like pretty good and can help you close out the game or just getting that passive lore. And then also Ruby has so much removal that maybe your character Radigan will survive the challenge, right? Because they won't have characters to challenge. If you're ice blocking and then brawling or Lady Tremaining or Medusa-ing their board and he stays alive, then over time, like you can see yourself gaining 2, 3, 4 lore potentially, right, over a couple of turns, which I think is interesting. The drawback is you can't do it the turn he's played because he comes into play ready. So you'd have to wait at least 1 turn. But I think there's potential there. So curious.
All right, what do you guys rate?
Count 3.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my gosh. What did you guys, 3 and what? 3. I did 4. Once again, mine's because of the artwork. I mean, I like the card, but I mean, like, in general, I think it is playable. And it's inkable, so that's definitely always a bonus. But once again, it's the artwork that brings up that 1 point, I guess, for me. But I think I would actually try it. I'm going to definitely try and figure this out in a deck for myself. You guys?
Yeah, I think I really like this card, and it's a good effect, and it's a really solid card. Like it's, it's you get what you pay for with this card, with a 4 for 3/3 and a really good effect. And it's kind of can be used as a passive effect. You just have them out and just leave them there, not try to quest with them, and then you're just slowly gaining that lore. So I think it's a really solid card, and it'll see some play. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, like I'm in between a 3 and a 4, and it's just a lot of potential. Right, the drawbacks are it's a little more expensive for its stats, 4 costs for 3/3, but the good parts, another drawback is it needs to be exerted. So again, most likely unable to take advantage of its effect the turn it's played. Good things, it's inkable. Its effect, if you do pull it off, is pretty good, especially in one in which you can focus on actions with Sapphire Ruby. So I think there's potential there. I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being a staple in some of those decks, but I also wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being a 1 or 2 ub or a 0 ub. So that's why it's like right in the middle out of 3.
Okay.
All right.
Let us know your thoughts on any of these. Anything else?
No.
No.
Cool. Thank you.